Hello traders, very good afternoon. This is episode 36 from the Market Analysis by Tradeducation. Today's date is the 18th of November 2019. The current time is 3:49 p.m. IST. So before I share my today's analysis, just to give you a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for everyone. Also, I have bought a new mic and I'm just trying it out today. So if you feel that my voice or audio quality is still bad, please do let me know. Please do share in your comments. So let me just quickly, let's quickly look at, how the auction developed today. And today also, I had a very good day in terms of profitability and both in terms of learning. So let me just quickly start, what I was actually looking at. So what happened is on the last Friday, what happened is this. Well, I actually had a feeling that this was a pullback, and this is where so I was expecting continuation on the higher side, which did not happen. But what had happened is there was a epoch, there was a rejection level, a point of control rejection, which seen, which immediately shifted my confidence from buyers to sellers, and which took out the low. So with that, let me just quickly, go through the market profile chart and just, let me share, what about my overall trade plan and, what were the levels, which I was looking at. So one of the thing or, which was clearly visible was this rejection at the prominent point of control. So this is today's open. And what happened is it saw sort of rejection at this level, and it was actually it went below yesterday's low, and then again the auction went up, and it was at this halfback level, but so this there was no continuation on the higher side. So overall what has happened is the developing point of control, it had shifted lower, indicating high selling confidence. Also the auction was moving below, or developing below, or it was hovering around the lows of yesterday or the Friday's profile. So this is where somewhere when this halfback level was tagged, then what I did is I targeted, I was actually anticipating to reach at this HVN level, and so I entered shorts at, so I actually sold 11,900 CE from intraday positions, and the exit criteria was again at 11,900 levels. So this is where I shorted at that time. So today I actually have made good. I made about 3% today also. Last Friday I also made 3%. So overall, let's see if I'm able to continue this consistency or not. So let me again reshare what was my entry and what was my exit. So my entry was, when this halfback level crossed the B period high, and there was no, upside movement. So somewhere when the C period started at this level, around this single print zone, or below this peacock level, that's where I exited, no, not exited, but I entered a short position targeting this HVN. Okay, so first of all, today's low was also a bit unsecure, indicating that it will get tagged, and there were about 2,000 trapped sellers at the day's low. So this was one good trade which I which I took, and I was able to capture around 3% today. So which is good. And what happened is once we saw this low having 2,000 plus sellers, or we can say trapped sellers. So I was actually anticipating this again to go down. The auction to again clear this level and go down and maybe tag the point of control. So that is what I was expecting or anticipating, but it did not happen. But what was happening is whenever the auction tried to reach below this HVN, buyers were started to step in. Buyers were started to step in. So this was the first time and second time. And when this second time it failed, somewhere around here, I again took one more long trade, targeting today's open. Now you will be asking why I kept a very small target. Why today's open? The reason is, so right now, one of the things which I have found out is I'm good in scalping. I'm very bad in positional, and in scalping I'm able to reach my 1% target. So that's why I'm right now sticking to how to achieve my target. and this target I'm actually able to do it through scalping. So today I had two scalp trades. One was a short trade and one was a long trade. So the long trade is, this is where somewhere where I entered for a long, where I sold the puts, and I kept the target of the B period high. Now the reason is, why you would ask me, why B period high, why not A period high? So one of the reason why I kept the target of B period high is there were stops building here. Okay, and similarly, if you see, there are stops building here. So this is today's overall intraday action, and what I'm seeing from the market profile charts, there are multiple stops building here. So once the auction failed to reach the today's trap sellers, once this failed, this shifted my confidence that you can take a you can take a long trade with your stop loss at today's low. Higher the odds that this, first of all these stops will be clear, and that's what happened. There was this sharp move, stop hunting happened, but again there was no continuation to the higher side. But what happened is, once the auction reached the B period high, again the sellers started stepping in. So overall, if you see today's auction, let me just maximize this. So overall, if you see today's auction, it's more of a balanced state. uh, Let me draw it for you. So if you look at the structure, overall market structure, we have a small axis at the low, we have a small axis at the top, and whatever is happening is, we are just trading in a sideways motion. And one more thing to note here is to observe today's volume, or today's total traded volume. So if you see, today's traded volume is nearly the half. So I would say more than greater than the half of the Friday's volume. So pretty low volume. In pretty low volume, we are seeing a balancing activity, and apart from that, what we are seeing is, so there is a balance form, and it's a look below the balance in field. So what I'll be anticipating for tomorrow is, so today's close. So let me just mark the reference areas for tomorrow. So some of the reference areas will be today's high, today's low, today's deepak, and today's close. So if you're following me on my videos, today's close, what it is telling is, today we have a very good bullish close, because it is about the point of control. Okay, so buyers were strong, and they actually took the auction higher. Now we need to observe what is happening at the single print zone. So tomorrow what I'm anticipating is, we'll be clearing out this high, we'll be clearing out this single print, we'll be also touching this high, and maybe we can target the weekly highs. So this is scenario one which I'm anticipating. Now if this is not happening, so tomorrow if we don't have a bullish open, today despite of having a bullish close, if we don't have a bullish open, then what we'll be seeing is, again we'll be seeing a sort of rejection at the high of today, and the market will slowly try to drip down, and it will clear the weekly low, and also it will touch the point of control. So these are the two potential auction path which I'm anticipating for tomorrow's auction. Now let me quickly jump to the bank nifty chart. So in bank nifty, what is happening is, we are seeing more or less of a balancing activity. So we are just in a 2-day balance, and today's high and yesterday's high are pretty close by. So that is not a good sign. We have a visual reference which I'll be carrying forward for tomorrow. So if you see today's bank nifty chart, one of the prominent visual references, yesterday's high and today's high. Okay, so if you see, they are pretty close by. Okay, more or less today's close is above the prominent point, or the point of control, indicating a bullish close. Okay, so the odds are higher that we'll be clearing of the high, and maybe at this level around 31,250 levels, that's where again the sellers would start step in, and then the auction will again reverse, and then we'll be seeing more continuation to the downside. uh, Overall, we are still in a balanced form. We neither touch the high, we neither touch the low. So today is more of an inside bar, and one of the reference areas or references which I'll be carrying forward is today's point of control. How the auction there is behaving, it is today's point of control, because this is nothing but the prominent point of control. Also the inside bar, meaning we will be able to get the clarity from the where the auction is getting rejected, whether it is getting rejected from here or whether it is getting rejected from here. So if it is getting rejected from here, here is where I'll be taking a short position targeting the lows. If it is getting rejected here, then here I'll be taking a long position targeting the highs. So that is the overall action, or my trade plan for trading Bank Nifty for tomorrow. So let me just quickly mark the reference areas. Today's close is here, the developing point of control, and today's high is here. Okay, so this is what why my overall trade plan for trading Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Now let me jump to Reliance, and what I'm seeing is we had a epoch rejection again in Reliance. So it also was trying to reach the high, but it failed. But more or less, so this is today's open. It tried to reach higher, it failed, and then the auction was trying. So the B period tried to go above. It tried to go above the point of control. The C period also was trying to do it, but sellers were started to stepping in, and it cleared down the low of, or the initial IB range, or the initial IB initial balance. That is what it cleared. So one of the good trade location is you could have shorted in the D period, keeping the target of today's point of control. So that is what I'm currently seeing in Reliance. So Reliance overall, the auction is moving down. The value is building lower. Day before yesterday the value was higher, but there is this point of control rejection. So overall, the currently sellers are winning the auction. It also cleared this poor lows, and we are having more of a bearish sign or bearish close. And if you see, today's low is somewhere around the HVN level. So this is today's low, and this is the HVN level. It got tagged, and right now the auction is still developing around this level. So overall, Reliance looks pretty bearish from the daily and from the intraday perspective. Now let me quickly jump to the crude oil chart. And crude oil, what's happening is sort of is building a sort of a it's trading in a range. Also, if you see, it is more of a trend, or more of a channel breakout. So whenever it tries to reach the highs, sellers are stepping in. Whenever it tries to reach the channel low, the buyers are stepping in. So a very range bound auction development is happening in crude oil. Let's see what's happening on the day on the market profile charts. So today, if you see, the overnight session is developing higher of the US session. So first, let me just mark. So this is the overnight session, and this was the US session. Okay, so let me mark here. Okay, and what's happening is the value is forming higher, and it has seen rejection at this reference level. So at this poor high, G2 high, and this double and triple mechanical references. So one of the trade locations for entering the trade is just mark this levels, and when you see a sort of rejection, then just go for a short targeting today's point of control. Okay, and if you see, more or less where the option is getting rejected, so this is the HVN, and currently if you see, that's where today's open was. We also have a poor low in the overnight session. So odds are higher that we'll be clearing this poor lows, and there is a single print zone here. So let's see how the tempo is. If we are seeing sharp tempo, and we'll be seeing, so this is where a sharp move will be seen, and buyers will again start stepping in around this levels once the single print zone is cleared. So in crude oil, what I'm seeing is it has cleared this single print, so it has cleared the stops which is built here. So stop hunting is already done. Sellers started stepping in, and they are now right now trying to take the auction lower. So there are currently stops being built at today's low, and this is the single print zone which I'm seeing that there will be multiple stops, multiple buyers will be there. So this is right now a good opportunity to short, targeting today's low. So 42 to 30. So it's a good 12-point short move is what currently I'm anticipating in crude. Sorry guys. So that's all. That's what I wanted to share today, and would request you to please do like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. If you are already not my subscriber, and if you are a subscriber, please do like this video. Please do share it, and please do feel free to share your comments. In the below, and the 1% experiment which I'm currently running on, I have shared the Google sheet, so the link is already there in the video description. And let's see how tomorrow the market is. Overall, I'm seeing Nifty is pretty. There's nothing, no clarity, but overall it still looks. I am a bit bullish, but you may never know, because it is markets. Market changes every day. So with that, I would like to end this session and say thanks, and let's again connect tomorrow and see how the auction gets developed tomorrow. Okay, with that, thanks, and bye for now.